Let's talk about something that requires courage. The kind of courage that allows you to honor your worth, set boundaries, and walk away when necessary. Relationships are meant to nurture, to grow, to empower. But sometimes they do the opposite. And it's not because you're not enough or because you didn't try hard enough. It's because someone chose to misuse the sacred trust you offered. There are times when a man, or anyone for that matter, may try to manipulate, diminish, or use someone for their own benefit. It's subtle at first, wrapped in charm or seemingly innocent intentions. But deep down, your instincts pick up on the truth. They always do. They always do. Recognizing the difference between genuine connection and manipulation is one of the most profound skills you can develop in life. It's not always obvious, and it doesn't come naturally to everyone, especially when emotions are involved. We're wired to seek connection. It's in our DNA. But not every connection is healthy, and not every person who steps into our lives comes with pure intentions. The challenge lies in discerning the difference between a bond built on mutual respect and one shaped by selfish motives. At its core, genuine connection feels like safety. It feels like being seen, heard, and valued for who you truly are. It's not about perfection or always agreeing. It's about showing up authentically, flaws and all, and still being embraced with acceptance. In a genuine connection, you don't have to perform or earn your place. The foundation is built on mutual care, shared effort, and a sense of reciprocity that makes both people feel equally invested. There's a flow to it, a balance that allows you to thrive without questioning your worth. Manipulation, on the other hand, masquerades as connection. It's deceptive because at first glance, it can look like care, interest, or even love. But when you scratch beneath the surface, you'll notice a distinct imbalance. Manipulation often begins subtly with small actions or words that seem harmless. It can start with flattery that feels just a little too calculated, or an excessive focus on your vulnerabilities disguised as empathy. A manipulator will often make you feel like they're the only person who truly understands you, isolating you from others, and creating a dependency that works in their favor. The key difference between genuine connection and manipulation lies in intention. A person who seeks genuine connection will prioritize your well-being alongside their own. They will respect your boundaries, celebrate your individuality, and encourage your growth, even if it means making compromises or facing uncomfortable truths together. Manipulators, however, have self-serving intentions. Their focus is on what they can gain, whether it's control, validation, or some other benefit. They may disguise their motives with affection or charm, but their actions will reveal a pattern of prioritizing their needs over yours. It's important to understand that manipulation doesn't always come from a place of malice. Sometimes people manipulate because they lack the tools to form healthy connections. They may have unresolved wounds or insecurities that drive their behavior. While this context can foster empathy, it's not an excuse to tolerate manipulation. You can acknowledge someone's pain without allowing it to harm you. Recognizing manipulation is not about blaming or labeling. It's about protecting your energy and honoring your worth. One of the most telling signs of manipulation is inconsistency. A manipulator's words and actions rarely align. They may promise one thing but deliver another, leaving you feeling confused or second-guessing yourself. They might alternate between affection and withdrawal, keeping you on edge and unsure of where you stand. This push and pull dynamic creates a sense of instability that can make you question your perceptions. In contrast, genuine connection is steady. Even in moments of conflict or misunderstanding, There's a sense of security and trust that remains intact. The other hallmark of manipulation is the subtle erosion of your self-esteem. Manipulators often use tactics like gaslighting, guilt-tripping, or subtle put-downs to make you doubt yourself. They may frame their behavior as being for your own good, or claim that you're overreacting when you voice concerns. Over time, this can make you feel like you're walking on eggshells, constantly trying to prove your worth or avoid conflict. Genuine connection, however, does the opposite. It lifts you up, reminding you of your strengths and encouraging you to shine in your unique way. To recognize manipulation, it's essential to trust your instincts. Your body often picks up on red flags before your mind does. You might feel a sense of unease, a tightening in your chest, or a lingering doubt that you can't quite put into words. These feelings are your inner compass, guiding you toward what feels right and away from what doesn't. Ignoring these signals can leave you vulnerable to unhealthy dynamics, so it's crucial to listen to them, even if it means asking difficult questions or making uncomfortable decisions. Boundaries are another powerful tool in distinguishing genuine connection from manipulation. A person who values a genuine connection will respect your boundaries without hesitation. They won't pressure you to compromise your values or make you feel guilty for prioritizing your needs. Manipulators, on the other hand, often test or disregard boundaries to see how much control they can exert. They may frame their boundary pushing as a sign of closeness or passion, but it's really about undermining your autonomy. Setting and maintaining boundaries is not about creating distance. It's about defining the terms of a healthy relationship. Self-awareness plays a significant role in this process. The more you understand your own needs, values, and patterns, the easier it becomes to recognize when something doesn't align with your authentic self. Manipulators often prey on insecurities or unresolved wounds, so doing the inner work to heal and grow can make you less susceptible to their tactics. When you know your worth, you're less likely to tolerate behavior that diminishes it. It's also important to surround yourself with a supportive network. Trusted friends, family members, or mentors can provide perspective when you're unsure about someone's intentions. Manipulation thrives in isolation, so having people who can offer honest feedback or a listening ear can be invaluable. They can help you see patterns you might have overlooked and remind you of your strength when doubts creep in. Recognizing manipulation is not about becoming cynical or closing yourself off to connection. It's about approaching relationships with clarity and discernment. It's about being open to love and connection while also being grounded in self-respect. The goal is not to shield yourself from every potential hurt, but to ensure that the relationships you invest in are built on a foundation of trust, mutual respect, and authenticity. In the end, the difference between genuine connection and manipulation comes down to alignment. Alignment between words and actions, between intentions and outcomes, and between your values and the dynamics of the relationship. When you prioritize this alignment, you create space for connections that nourish your soul and let go of those that drain it. You deserve relationships that make you feel whole, not ones that leave you questioning your worth. Recognizing the difference between genuine connection and manipulation is an act of self-love. It's a declaration that you will no longer settle for anything less than the respect, care, and honesty that you deserve. And when you choose yourself in this way, you open the door to the kind of connection that transforms not just your relationships, but your entire life. Now, pay attention to patterns, not isolated actions, offers a profound exploration of how consistency in behavior reveals the true nature of a person or relationship. When we focus solely on isolated actions, we risk missing the bigger picture, the underlying narrative that tells us who someone really is and what their intentions may be. While individual acts can be misleading, either positive or negative, it is the pattern of behavior over time that provides clarity and truth. Human relationships are intricate. They are built on a series of choices, actions, and words that create a mosaic of connection. Every interaction adds to this mosaic, forming a picture that represents the essence of the relationship. But if we only focus on one piece of the puzzle, one moment of kindness or one hurtful word, we may draw conclusions that do not align with the complete reality. This is why paying attention to patterns is so critical. It ensures that we see the whole image rather than getting lost in fragments. Patterns are reliable because they emerge from habits, values, and intentions. An isolated action, like a loving gesture or an angry outburst, can be influenced by circumstances. People have bad days, make mistakes, or occasionally act out of character. It's not fair or accurate to define someone based on a single moment. However, when certain behaviors are repeated consistently, they reveal what truly drives a person. A pattern of respect, care, and effort signals genuine investment in a relationship. Conversely, a pattern of disregard, manipulation, or neglect reflects a lack of alignment with your needs and values. Paying attention to patterns requires awareness and emotional honesty. It's tempting to focus on the moments that align with what we hope for in a relationship, especially when we care deeply about someone. A partner may occasionally show warmth or affection, and we might cling to these instances as proof of their love, even if the broader pattern suggests indifference or inconsistency. This selective focus often stems from a desire to avoid difficult truths. However, denying or ignoring negative patterns only prolongs confusion and prevents growth. Consistency is one of the clearest indicators of trustworthiness. Someone who consistently shows up, listens, and supports you demonstrates reliability. You know where you stand with them because their actions align with their words and their intentions are transparent. In contrast, inconsistent behavior creates a sense of instability. When someone's actions are unpredictable, it leaves you feeling uncertain and questioning your worth. This emotional volatility can be exhausting and erodes the foundation of trust necessary for a healthy relationship. Recognizing patterns also helps you distinguish between mistakes and toxic behavior. Everyone makes mistakes, and even the healthiest relationships experience moments of tension or conflict. What matters is how these moments are addressed. A person committed to growth and connection will acknowledge their mistakes, take accountability, and make a sincere effort to improve. They will strive to ensure that their actions moving forward align with their intentions to support and respect you. In contrast, someone exhibiting a toxic pattern may apologize in the moment, but continue repeating harmful behaviors. Their apologies may serve more as a way to pacify you rather than a genuine commitment to change. Patterns are also revealing when it comes to emotional availability. A partner who is emotionally available will consistently communicate openly, express their feelings, and create space for your emotions as well. They will show a pattern of engagement that reflects their desire to connect on a deeper level. On the other hand, someone who is emotionally unavailable may alternate between moments of closeness and withdrawal. This hot and cold behavior can leave you feeling confused and insecure, as though you're constantly chasing their affection. By observing the pattern, you can determine whether their actions align with their words and whether they are truly capable of meeting your emotional needs. In addition to recognizing patterns in others, it's equally important to reflect on your own patterns. Self-awareness is key to understanding how you contribute to the dynamics of a relationship. Are there recurring themes in how you respond to conflict, set boundaries, or communicate your needs? Identifying your patterns can help you break cycles that no longer serve you and create space for healthier connections. It can also help you recognize when someone else's patterns are incompatible with your own, empowering you to make choices that honor your well-being. One of the challenges in recognizing patterns is the emotional weight of history. When you've invested time, energy, and love into a relationship, it can be difficult to acknowledge a negative pattern. You may find yourself rationalizing harmful behavior or clinging to memories of better times, hoping that things will return to how they once were. However, patterns are not static. They evolve over time. While it's important to consider the history of a relationship, it's equally important to evaluate its present reality. If the current pattern is one of disrespect or neglect, it may be necessary to reassess the relationship, regardless of past moments of happiness. Observing patterns also requires patience. It takes time for patterns to emerge, especially in the early stages of a relationship. People often present their best selves when they first meet, making it difficult to discern their true nature. This is why it's essential to approach new relationships with curiosity and caution, allowing time to reveal whether their actions align with their words and whether their values are compatible with yours. Rushing to conclusions based on isolated actions can lead to disappointment or missed opportunities for meaningful connections. Another aspect of recognizing patterns is understanding the difference between effort and manipulation. Genuine effort in a relationship is consistent and motivated by care and respect. It's not about grand gestures or sporadic acts of kindness, but about the everyday choices that build trust and intimacy. Manipulation, on the other hand, often involves calculated actions designed to elicit a specific response. A manipulative partner may shower you with affection or attention after a conflict, only to revert to harmful behavior once they've regained your trust. By observing the broader pattern, you can distinguish between authentic effort and manipulative tactics. Recognizing patterns is not about judgment or blame. It's about clarity. It's about understanding what is being communicated through actions and using that understanding to make informed decisions. When you pay attention to patterns, you empower yourself to see relationships for what they truly are, rather than what you wish them to be. This clarity allows you to set boundaries, advocate for your needs, and prioritize connections that align with your values. Trusting patterns over isolated actions is an act of self-respect. It's a commitment to honoring your intuition and valuing your well-being. It's about recognizing that you deserve relationships that are consistent, supportive, and aligned with your authentic self. When you focus on patterns, you move beyond the noise of individual moments and see the truth of a relationship with greater clarity. Ultimately, paying attention to patterns is about choosing alignment over illusion. It's about seeking connections that uplift and nourish you while letting go of those that drain or diminish you. Patterns are the language of consistency, and consistency is the foundation of trust. By prioritizing patterns, you cultivate relationships that reflect your worth and create a life filled with genuine connection, mutual respect, and authentic love. Trusting your instincts, listening to that quiet voice inside you that knows when something feels off, is one of the most empowering acts of self-awareness and self-respect. Instincts are not just random thoughts or fleeting emotions. They are your body and mind working in harmony to process information, even when you're not fully conscious of it. They are shaped by your experiences, values, and subconscious observations, and they serve as a guide to navigate the complexities of relationships, challenges, and life itself. Trusting your instincts is about honoring that inner wisdom and giving yourself permission to act on what you know to be true, even when logic or external opinions might suggest otherwise. Instincts often manifest as subtle feelings, a twinge of discomfort, a sense of unease, or a sudden awareness that something isn't right. They may not always come with a clear explanation, but that doesn't make them any less valid. The mistake many people make is dismissing these feelings because they can't immediately rationalize them. We live in a world that often prioritizes logic and reason over intuition, which can lead us to second-guess ourselves and ignore the very signals meant to protect us. But your instincts are rooted in something deeper than logic. They are a reflection of your lived experiences, your understanding of patterns, and your innate desire for self-preservation. In relationships, instincts play a crucial role in helping you discern whether a connection is healthy or harmful. When someone's words don't align with their actions, when their behavior triggers a sense of doubt or anxiety, your instincts will pick up on these inconsistencies even before your conscious mind does. It might be a subtle tightening in your chest when they make a dismissive comment, or a nagging feeling of unease after a conversation that seemed pleasant on the surface. These signals are your body's way of alerting you to something that needs your attention. If you have ever felt overwhelmed, one of the challenges of trusting your instincts is learning to distinguish them from fear or insecurity. Fear often comes from past experiences or imagined scenarios, while instincts are grounded in the present moment. Fear can cloud your judgment, making you see threats where none exist, but instincts are clear and direct. They don't shout or overwhelm you. They whisper truths that resonate deeply. Developing the ability to differentiate between the two requires self-awareness and practice. It involves reflecting on your emotions, understanding your triggers, and learning to recognize the quiet certainty that comes with a true instinct. Trusting your instincts also requires courage. Acting on your intuition often means making decisions that are uncomfortable, inconvenient, or even unpopular. It might mean setting boundaries with someone you care about, walking away from a situation that no longer serves you, or confronting a truth you'd rather avoid. These choices can be difficult, especially when they go against the expectations of others or the plans you've envisioned for yourself. But your instincts are not there to make your life easier. They're there to guide you toward what is right for you. In many cases, ignoring your instincts can lead to regret. You might look back on a situation and realize that the signs were there all along, but you chose to dismiss them. Perhaps you stayed in a relationship that felt wrong because you wanted to believe in its potential, or you ignored red flags because you didn't want to seem overly cautious or judgmental. These experiences can be painful, but they also serve as powerful lessons. They remind you of the importance of listening to yourself and honoring your inner voice, no matter how inconvenient it might seem in the moment. Trusting your instincts is not about being infallible. It's about being attuned to yourself and your surroundings. There will be times when you misinterpret a feeling or make a decision that doesn't turn out as you'd hoped. That's okay. The goal is not to achieve perfection, but to cultivate a relationship with yourself that is rooted in trust and self-respect. Not using your instincts to drive your life, but attaining trust and self-respect. When you trust your instincts, you give yourself the freedom to make choices that align with your values and your truth, even if they don't always lead to the outcome you envisioned. Another important aspect of trusting your instincts is recognizing when external influences are clouding your judgment. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with opinions, advice, and information from countless sources. While seeking input from others can be valuable, it's essential to remember that no one else knows your situation, your needs, or your truth as intimately as you do. Well-meaning friends and family members may offer advice based on their own perspectives and experiences, but their guidance should complement, not override, your own intuition. Self-trust is the foundation of trusting your instincts. If you struggle with self-doubt or a lack of confidence, it can be challenging to believe in your ability to make sound decisions. This is why building self-trust is so important. It involves acknowledging your strengths, celebrating your successes, and forgiving yourself for past mistakes. It means recognizing that you are capable of navigating life's challenges and that your instincts are a valuable tool in that process. The more you trust yourself, the more you will be able to trust your instincts and act on them with clarity and conviction. It's also worth noting that trusting your instincts doesn't mean acting impulsively or without reflection. Instincts and impulsiveness are not the same. Acting on impulse often involves reacting to a situation without fully considering the consequences, while trusting your instincts involves tuning into a deeper sense of knowing that has been shaped by your experiences and values. When you feel an instinctive response, it's helpful to take a moment to pause, reflect, and evaluate what you're feeling. This allows you to respond thoughtfully rather than reactively, ensuring that your actions are aligned with your true intentions. In the context of relationships, trusting your instincts is particularly important because it helps you recognize dynamics that may not be immediately obvious. People are complex, and their intentions are not always transparent. Someone may say all the right things, but behave in ways that contradict their words. They may present themselves as caring and attentive, only to reveal patterns of manipulation or neglect over time. Your instincts are your safeguard in these situations, helping you detect inconsistencies and stay attuned to how a relationship truly makes you feel. One of the most empowering aspects of trusting your instincts is the sense of agency it gives you. When you rely on your intuition, you reclaim your power to make choices that serve your highest good. You no longer feel the need to seek validation or approval from others because you trust yourself to navigate life's complexities. This self-assuredness is liberating and allows you to approach challenges with confidence and resilience. It's also important to recognize that instincts are not just about avoiding harm. They are also about recognizing opportunities. Your intuition can guide you toward people, experiences, and paths that align with your purpose and bring you joy. It might nudge you to take a leap of faith, pursue a passion, or open your heart to a new connection. By trusting your instincts, you create space for growth, discovery, and fulfillment. Ultimately, trusting your instincts is an act of self-love. It's a declaration that you value your own voice, your own truth, and your own worth. It's a commitment to living authentically and honoring the wisdom that resides within you. When you trust your instincts, you are not only protecting yourself from harm, but also opening yourself up to the beauty and possibility that life has to offer. And in doing so, you create a life that is truly your own, one that reflects your values, your dreams, and your deepest sense of self. Believing in actions, not just words, is a cornerstone of authentic relationships and self-preservation. Words are powerful. They can inspire, console, and connect us, but they can also deceive, manipulate, and obscure the truth. Actions, on the other hand, are tangible and revealing. They provide a clear window into someone's intentions, priorities, and character. Another new, when we place more weight on actions than words, we ground ourselves in reality, reducing the likelihood of being misled by empty promises or sweet talk that doesn't match behavior. In any relationship, words are often the first bridge of connection. People express their feelings, intentions, and values through language, crafting narratives that resonate with us emotionally. We are drawn to kind, affirming words because they make us feel seen, valued, and understood. However, while words can be comforting, they are also the easiest tools to misuse. In so many ways, they require little effort and no real commitment, allowing someone to present an image of themselves that may not align with their true behavior. Actions, by contrast, require intention and effort. They reflect priorities and demonstrate where someone's energy and focus truly lie. If someone claims to value you but consistently behaves in ways that disregard your feelings or needs, their actions reveal the truth of their priorities. Words without actions are like promises without fulfillment, hollow and ultimately meaningless. To build meaningful connections, it's essential to look beyond verbal assurances and evaluate the consistency and sincerity of behavior. Believing in actions also protects you from the allure of charm and charisma. Some people have a natural ability to use words persuasively, crafting stories or excuses that make their behavior seem acceptable or even admirable. They might express regret after a mistake, make grand promises to change, or use eloquence to justify their choices. While such words can be compelling, they are only meaningful if accompanied by consistent, positive actions. Without follow-through, even the most eloquent apologies or promises lose their value. When evaluating actions, consistency is key. A single act of kindness or effort does not necessarily reflect a person's overall character or intentions, just as a single mistake doesn't define someone as wholly unreliable or harmful. Patterns of behavior are far more telling than isolated incidents. A person who values you will demonstrate care and respect consistently, not just when it's convenient or when they stand to benefit. They will show up for you not just in grand gestures, but in the everyday acts of thoughtfulness and support that build trust and connection. Trust, after all, is built through actions. Words may open the door to trust, but only actions can sustain it. When someone follows through on their promises, treats you with respect, and aligns their behavior with their stated values, they create a foundation of reliability and integrity. Conversely, when there is a disconnect between words and actions, trust erodes. This inconsistency breeds doubt and insecurity, making it difficult to feel safe or valued in the relationship. Believing in actions also fosters self-respect. When you prioritize actions over words, you affirm your worth and your right to be treated with integrity. You set a standard for how you expect to be treated and hold others accountable to that standard. This doesn't mean you demand perfection. Everyone makes mistakes, and occasional missteps are part of being human. However, it does mean that you value honesty, effort, and follow-through, and you refuse to settle for less than you deserve. One of the challenges of believing in actions is that it often requires patience and discernment. It's easy to be swept away by heartfelt words or immediate gestures of affection, but true character and intentions are revealed over time. Observing someone's actions requires you to slow down, pay attention, and resist the urge to make quick judgments. This patience can be difficult, especially when you're eager to trust or invest in a relationship. However, it is also deeply rewarding as it allows you to build connections that are rooted in authenticity and mutual respect. Another aspect of believing in actions is recognizing when someone's behavior is influenced by external factors. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances can sometimes make it difficult for people to act in alignment with their intentions. For example, stress, health issues, or personal challenges may temporarily affect someone's ability to show up in the way they want to. In such cases, it's important to consider the broader context and look for patterns of behavior rather than focusing on isolated incidents. At the same time, it's crucial to ensure that temporary challenges don't become excuses for ongoing neglect or harm. Believing in actions also empowers you to set and enforce boundaries. When someone's words and actions don't align, it's a clear signal that a boundary may need to be established or reinforced. For example, if someone repeatedly promises to respect your time, but continues to cancel plans at the last minute, their actions reveal a lack of consideration for your boundaries. By addressing this inconsistency and setting a clear boundary, you affirm your right to be treated with respect and prevent further erosion of trust. In addition to evaluating others' actions, it's equally important to reflect on your own. Are your actions aligned with your values and intentions? Do you follow through on your commitments and treat others with the respect and care you expect in return? Self-awareness is a critical part of believing in actions because it allows you to recognize when you might be contributing to misalignment or misunderstanding in your relationships. By holding yourself accountable to the same standard you expect from others, you cultivate integrity and build stronger, more authentic connections. Believing in actions is not about being overly skeptical or dismissive of words. Words still matter. They are a powerful tool for communication, connection, and healing. However, they must be supported by actions to have real meaning. When someone's words and actions align, they create a sense of harmony and authenticity that strengthens the relationship. This alignment fosters trust, deepens connection, and provides a solid foundation for growth and mutual respect. At its core, believing in actions is about choosing reality over illusion. It's about recognizing that words alone are not enough to sustain a relationship or build trust. It's about valuing consistency, integrity, and effort over charm, eloquence, or empty promises. By focusing on actions, you ground yourself in the truth of what is, rather than getting lost in the fantasy of what could be. This clarity allows you to make informed decisions, protect your well-being, and build relationships that truly honor your worth. Ultimately, believing in actions is an act of self-empowerment. It's a commitment to honoring your values, trusting your observations, and prioritizing your emotional health. It's a declaration that you deserve relationships that are built on authenticity, respect, and mutual effort. And most importantly, it's a reminder that you have the power to choose connections that uplift and support you, rather than settling for those that fail to meet your needs. When you believe in actions, you align yourself with truth, integrity, and the kind of love that endures. Believing in actions over words is not just a strategy for healthy relationships. It is a philosophy for living authentically and with self-respect. Actions are the clearest reflections of intention and truth, far more reliable than fleeting words that may lack substance or sincerity. They reveal patterns, priorities, and values, serving as the foundation upon which trust and meaningful connections are built. When words and actions align, they create harmony and authenticity. But when they don't, actions will always speak louder. By grounding yourself in the reality of actions, you protect your emotional well-being and foster relationships rooted in mutual respect and genuine care. This principle empowers you to make informed decisions, set healthy boundaries, and demand the integrity you deserve. It is an act of self-love and a declaration of your worth, reminding you to honor your instincts and trust the evidence of your experiences. Choosing to believe in actions, you not only strengthen your connections with others, but also deepen your relationship with yourself. You cultivate self-awareness, integrity, and the courage to navigate life with clarity and confidence. Most importantly, you create space for relationships and experiences that are as real, consistent, and meaningful as the values you hold dear. Actions are the ultimate measure of truth, and by believing in them, you choose a life aligned with authenticity, respect, and unwavering self-worth. End quote.